Hello, welcome to Mindful December Day 20. Today we're going to talk about happiness. Isn't that a wonderful topic? Because, we all want to be happy, right? And what I'm going to say in this video, it's not like it's going to be breaking news. Most of us, we already heard that stuff, but it doesn't really matter, and I really would like you to stay with me, because some things cannot just be said once in our lives and that's it. Like, we register it, we accept it, and then we kind of put it into practice every day into our lives. If that was happening, that would be great, but sadly that is not how it is. So we need constant reminders. Some things that, like some books I read even like once a year, because they're just like a great reminder. So what I'm gonna say today, it's probably something that you already know, but all of us need a reminder. So basically, right, the pursuit of happiness, right? We all already know that this is not how it works, that actually happiness, it's not something that we search and we find. This is something that we create, and we create it from within. This is not something that we're going to find externally, no matter how much we try or trying to convince ourselves that once we get this or have this in our life, we will finally be happy. And maybe, yes, like once we have those goals in our lives that, once I meet the partner that I want to be for the rest of my life with, or once I quit my job and have this courage to start my own business, or once I have kids, or once I, travel around the world, I'll finally be happy, right? Like, we all have those little goals that really makes us like, excited and give us motivation to be, just have that energy to strive forward. And all that is true. The only thing is that these are just like moments and glimpses of happiness, because the fact is that once we actually achieve that goal, there is this moment of like pure excitement and bliss and just like, all the good stuff. But before you know it, it kind of melts down into that neutral state, and then you have a new goal because, there is something else that is that you want in your life, or the goal that you got and you achieved is creating other problems, and now you're striving to solve them. For example, once you meet the partner that you want to be for the rest of your life with, I mean, like, that's great, but does it say that you're going to be constantly happy for the rest of your life? No, because that creates other issues, and it's challenging to be in that relationship. You need to work for it. Or maybe, what happens if the partner leaves us? That happens, that's life. Or a business saying economy sucks, people die, that is just life, right? So when we just completely rely on our happiness on like those external circumstances of other people or just events, that is just, I think it's a messed up system. Like, how we can just put our faith into something else or somebody else. Like, I was thinking about this video earlier today, and I thought that I came up with a term, like unsustainable happiness. That's how I look at it, because like when you just give the control away to something or somebody else, like how is that good for us? And the thing is that it's not sustainable, that it doesn't last. That happiness that we want, we will feel it for a moment, and then before we know it, there will be something else that we want, and we will always just have this feeling of, I don't want to say unhappiness, but definitely not full happiness, or maybe dissatisfaction, or uneasiness, just something that you're not fully content in your life. So just constantly remind yourself that this is something that we create. So as long as we are not entirely happy with what we have or who we are right now, we will never be happy once we have the things that we want. And that's the reality. So let's have this like a hard reality check on our lives right now. Are we capable of finding that contentment with who we are and what is around us and with our life right now? Because, as I said, like, as long as we we don't have the space within right now to be have that sense of happiness, that state of contentment. We will not have it once we achieve those things. That is just how it is. So what can we do in order to find that sense of happiness right now? And especially now with everything that is just beyond our control right now, yes, it can be super challenging to just have this, you know, state of bliss that, yay, I'm happy regardless of the external circumstances. I am just in this constant state of bliss. Right. It can be hard, but it's not like it's impossible. It's all about your mindset. It's all about you and your perspective about your life and how you just choose to look at things. That's it. But, you know, like I was thinking about like what are a little bit like few tangible things that I can say to make it work for you, like you know, like little tips. And first of all, definitely accepting the situation that you are creating it within. This is not something that has anything to do with the people around you or the circumstances around you. This doesn't matter. It's all about you and how you look at your world right now. And if you are in a situation in your life that you don't like, so you have two choices. Remember, you can either change it or accept it. But because staying in that sense of victimhood, that you feel like the whole world is against you because there's nothing you can do about it and you just simply feel miserable because you are powerless, that is just not going to serve anyone, you or the people around you. And there is something here that you are meant to be doing rather than just feeling unhappy and powerless. So you can either change it, but if you cannot, find a space within to accept it. And what is a great way to help you feel that sense of contentment is practicing gratitude. And this is not something that I came up with. This is actually what scientists are measuring, that practicing regularly and meaningfully gratitude will bring you a greater sense of contentment in your life. And it's not something, as I've mentioned in my previous videos, not something that we just list mindlessly, check the list of the things we're grateful for. We have to feel it. Otherwise, these are just like empty practices and there is no really point in doing it or practicing it. So really feel what you're grateful for, and maybe not even once a day, but as every opportunity you have, feel that sense of gratitude. And maybe at some point you will even have this ability to be grateful for, like, just in general, for everything rather than those specific things, because again, this is not sustainable, because things change, we lose people, things, these are beyond our control. So what happens to that sense of gratitude when we lose that thing, right? So over time we might find this ability to just be feeling gratitude. That's it. Not for anything specific, but, you know, start small and just create those little lists every day and just keep on feeling it rather than just thinking about it. And obviously the whole theme of this challenge of this December, it's mindfulness, staying in the present rather than just constantly being even not aware how you're drifting away into the past or present, or just being completely mindless about where your thoughts are. That is just like instant unhappiness, because most of the stuff that we think of without control are negative repetition of the things that are happening to our lives. The ego wants to always be like, you know, either the victim, or like that people are hurting you, or you are always right, you're always in charge, everyone around you is wrong, or making you something you're at fault, that they're at fault, not you. So once you're being more aware of that, it can bring that sense of ease because you are present right now. So mindfulness, guys, this is something that will really help you with just that being in that state of contentment right now. And again, I'm gonna say something that I've mentioned before, but I think it's just because this is so true. It's finding that ability to not make it about you, but for other people. So what is your purpose here on this planet? Like, why are you here? Is it just to be born, to live, and then pay those taxes and die? Or is there something more? And maybe your purpose is to just help others in some way. And there are unlimited ways of you serving others. So find that way that you can make it not about you but others, and that can massively change your perspective on, you know, whether you're happy or unhappy, or maybe you will be so busy into that, into your mission, into your purpose, that you will not even have the time to wonder whether you're happy or not, because you're gonna be just so focused and so devoted to that purpose that nothing else will really matter. And isn't that better than just constantly being in that state of dissatisfaction about everything in your life, and just having all the time in the world to think of all the things that you are unhappy in your life? You know, that's just not really serving anybody. And what is also important and really hard thing is just to let go of the expectations of how you think your life should turn out, and of other people's expectations about your life, because we all feel this pressure from the society or from the close ones of how our life should be. So as long as we're going to try to fill in those expectations that we either create on ourselves subconsciously, or that's something that is so overdue from years ago, and that, you know, those little expectations from others around us. This is your life, and you can design it in whatever way you want. So just give yourself a break, give yourself this permission to let go of all those expectations, and just allow yourself to redesign the life to who you are right now, not that person from 10 years ago, because we all change, we all evolve. If we're not, what's the point? We're supposed to be evolving. So constantly check why you're here, and this is your journey. So forget about what you should be doing or what you thought you should be doing. You can give yourself permission to just kind of like erase all of that and start fresh with that, okay? And after all, it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be hard. Let's just enjoy those little moments that we have at any point in our lives. That it's all about those little moments, not the big things that would just make it everything so overwhelming and complicated and hard and just unnecessary. Let's just stay in the moment, enjoy ourselves, each other's company, and those little things in lives that just make it so much nicer. All right, and let's just be happy, guys. That's all there is. Thank you so much for watching, and tomorrow is our final video. I so look forward to it. Have a beautiful day.